Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 10th ECS Advisors Conference. My name is Sean Stapleton. I am the VP of Sales and Marketing for Entourage Corporate Services. We are so excited to have all of you here today. And we're doing something a little bit different, right? This is our 10th anniversary. As some of you might know who have attended the conference in person in New Jersey, normally we'll fly out about 40 to 50 people to our Princeton facility. This year, we wanted to try something a little bit different, and we wanted to try to get as many people involved as humanly possible for our 10th anniversary. And the best way for us to do that was to do a virtual conference. We've also added in the layer of having all three of our yearbook brands represented. We have advisors from across the globe representing Entourage Yearbooks, Peekaboo Yearbooks, as well as Remember Me Yearbooks. So let's all give ourselves a round of applause. Say hello to everybody in the chat, okay? I don't have as many ground rules to go over as usual. Normally I gotta talk about where the bathrooms are, where lunch is and dinner is. So fewer things than usual, housekeeping items, as I like to call them with my sales team. Please make sure when you're joining a session that you do mute your microphone, okay? We do encourage you to possibly have your video on if you so wanted to. But other than that, it'll help keep the noise down and keep us focused on the sessions at hand. Everyone that is speaking has put a lot of time, blood, sweat, and tears into their presentation. And we want to make sure that we keep our focus on the presentation at hand, and that'll help us do that. Obviously, if anybody has any issues, feel free to reach out in the chat. We have 7, 8, 9, 10 and moderators, I believe, that will be constantly watching it. So if you're having trouble logging in, if you have a question, please make sure that you are popping it into the chat, okay? One thing that I was actually just talking about with the CEO this morning was it's going to be different. Normally talking to 40 to 50 people in the room for this conference is a little bit easier. The only way this virtual aspect is going to be successful is if we receive engagement from the crowd. Okay, so questions, concerns, didn't hear something that might have been said, please let us know, and we'll directly speak to that speaker to either continue to focus on the point that you have a question about, or to make sure that we get your question answered ASAP. Okay. As I mentioned, this is our 10-year anniversary of the Yearbook Advisor Conference. Coincidentally for me, it is also my 10-year anniversary of working for the company itself. So we are super duper excited to be able to celebrate with all of you. And like I said, over 270 participants this particular year. You know, the main goal of this conference is to share the best tips and tricks, as well as to introduce you to some of the best yearbook advisors in the entire country. Okay, they have been doing this for years and years and years. And we also encourage you to reach out and meet new people during this process. One of my favorite things about the advisor conference is that we get people from all over the country that have all done yearbook differently. Some have a class, some don't have a class, some have 1 or 2 students, some have up to 30 students, right? And the ability for you to complete your yearbook project is completely different from somebody else in the United States, right? So please take this time to meet, greet, and spend time with people. I know we'll have some activities in between some sessions, and particularly during our lunch hour from 12 to 1 each day, almost like a speed dating type of deal, where you can get matched up with somebody new every 2 to 3 minutes. And just kind of talk about yourself, your journey, where you're at with your yearbook club. And please, those veterans out there from the yearbook advising world, please make sure that you're trying to find out those new people, right? Because we all know what that feels like to be new, particularly in the yearbook world. And having the support of somebody who's been doing it for a very long time, it can really get the year kicked off right. We're all enjoying our summer right now. Some people are going back to school in 1, 2 weeks. Some people still have another month of summer. So please, keep that in mind that everyone's at a little bit of a different part of their journey for their 2026 school year too, as well. One other last little thing, like I mentioned, this is the first time we've ever done a virtual yearbook advisor conference before. There's going to be some hiccups, okay? We're hoping that all the sessions get started on time, and we're hopeful that the camera works and the microphone, but if something is going on, like I said, please mention to us, but please roll with the punches with us. You guys are all educators, on a day-to-day basis, things pop up at school with your students, staff, and we're going to do our best to make sure that this is the best yearbook advisor conference that we have all had. I also just want to say thank you to the ECS team, particularly Kaylee Steck. So I'd like everyone to give Kaylee Steck a big round of applause. She has done an amazing job with her and Lori Polkinghorn, who represents our Remember Me yearbook brand, getting this going, finding the software, sending out your beautiful goodie bags, invites, all that kind of stuff. So thank you to those two for making this a reality. Our goal is starting next year. We'll get back to the in-person version of this, but I think if this goes well, we anticipate doing an in-person in conjunction with virtual yearbook advising conferences moving forward so that we can reach every single person across the United States. And if you can't visit us in person, we'll be able to have you here virtually. But please, if you want, you can send me a private message on the Excel event app if you need anything else. But please, let's drive engagement. Let's ask some questions. And let's make sure that we make this the best yearbook advisor conference ever. Now, Kaylee Steck is going to come up and talk a little bit about the gamification of, we're running some polls, we're running some different tips and tricks here. And she's just going to talk for 1 second about that. And then we will move into the Elias Joe, CEO of ECS. He's going to be speaking with you first. That will be our first session. But I'm so excited to be here. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to give it away to Kaylee here real quick.
Yeah. All right. Hi, everybody. That's weird because there's no one in this room, but I am talking to people hopefully. So I just wanted to say that I'm Kaylee and I helped build this, conference with everybody. And I just wanted to let everybody know that we have some fun challenges to complete while attending this conference. If you go to the lobby screen and you select feed, you will be able to see challenges on the right-hand side of your page. We have several little games that you guys can complete to make sure that you get the most out of this conference. It'll be things like setting up your profile, making sure you talk in chats, those kind of things. And you'll get a nice badge based on each level that you complete. So we just want to say good luck. We're so happy that you guys are attending with us, and please make sure to hop into that next meeting where you guys will hear from Elias. So happy ECS Advisors Conference. And then